All right, let's get this lighting fixed here. I have some super cute cards to show you. Let me make sure I am down far enough so I know where I'm at. All right, so we have the new paper pumpkin box coming up. This is available right now. This is created by our co-founder of, isn't that what she is? Yeah, her name is Shelly of Stampin' Up. So she has made this super cute box. She's made the box to be a keepsake. So if you're ever wondering, like, okay, why is she so trying to sell these paper pumpkins? And what the heck is a paper pumpkin? Well, let me tell you what a paper pumpkin is. It is an all-in-one box. So it comes with a stamp set. It comes with a ink spot. So it even comes with your ink. It comes with all your adhesive that you need. So it comes with your little glue dots. It comes with your dimensionals. The only thing I would say that you might need, but you don't really, is scissors. Because if your kit has any kind of twine or ribbon or anything in it, you'll need a pair of scissors to cut that. But not every kit comes with ribbon or anything like that. But, you know, it might just be a wise thing to have them sitting around your crafting area. But other than that, I would say for myself, one of the biggest things is to have my favorite adhesive. It does come with adhesive dots, like I said, but I'm kind of a snob when it comes to adhesive, and I really love this glue. So the other thing is these kits typically make 9 cards. Now, it seems like this last year they've been kind of upping their game where we will sometimes get 12 cards out of these kits. And I know from previous kits that we've had around Halloween, Christmas time sometimes, Halloween, they do like little treat boxes that you can send off to your kids to share at school, or save them for the little kiddos in the neighborhood that come, you know, by your house during Halloween, and hand those out. So they're really a neat kit that gets you started with stamping, and you get to keep your stamp set out of it and use it forever. And same with your ink spot. So you have 2 things that you can use for different craft items and not just have to do this kit. So that's kind of a neat thing. Also, right now we have our designer series paper sale going on. We have the 9 different papers out of the annual catalog that are 15% off. So it's a really good time that if you have been looking at these little tower cards and you're like, I just don't have enough paper to make one of those, this is a great time to make some of these tower cards to send off to, you know, family, friends, loved ones, and show them, you know, how creative you really are. But it doesn't take a whole heck of a lot, because you guys saw the video that I posted making that, and you truly saw how easy it was. So these papers, you have this one here that is that Tidings of Christmas. So if you want to make some of those in Christmas theme to send out to people, snatch this paper while it's on sale. The other thing is our collections kits. These have been previous paper pumpkins that were extremely popular, and they have just put them in our online store that you can pick and choose which ones you want. They're really reasonably priced. And some have stamping, some do not. So that's the other thing. All right, so let me take a drink really quick. We have winner of last week. Facebook Live was number 47. I had to stop and get myself some sweet tea. I don't drink it very often, but I just needed a sweet tea for today's live. All right, we had this really neat, not sure if you guys can see that well or not. It was that fun fold. I decorated the inside of it. It says Happy Halloween to you, and then I put that little spider That's that cute Halloween paper. There's that card. There was this one that we did with that Biggest Wish stamp set. And we used the Stamparatus to create this look. And then we did that Sweet Strawberries card, and we made that DSP for our background. Thank you so much for hitting those likes and those shares. That helps me out so much. You guys don't even know. So you can pick one of these, Miss Anna Rebadoo. You are the winner. So pick one of these cards. I will get envelopes with whatever card you pick. I will make a matching envelope. I haven't done it. I've been extremely busy this week getting things ready. I have decided to start up a weekend class for my live classes here in our local area. So I've started up a weekend class as well through the month. So I have a weekend class and I have a weekday class. So that's kind of exciting. It's gonna push me, to be busier in my life, but that's a good thing. It keeps me occupied. It keeps me from thinking about, oh my Lord, are we ever gonna have this house built? Because this one right here. All right, girl, I will. Oh, and private message me your your address so I can actually send this to you, because I do not have. Oh, maybe, you know what? I do have your, hold on. I think I actually do have your address because you sent Kaden a birthday card. But you know what? Just private message me just to be on the safe side. I have all the envelopes sitting over here, but I would rather you send it to me to make sure I have that. So I will make you an envelope to go with this, and I will get that in the mail to you. I got my little new Stampin' Up stamps. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get started with our first card. All right, and I made it in a different color, so I'm going to show you guys the other color that I decided to make it in, because I really kind of like the second color that I already created this. All right, we are using a color that I don't use very often, which is quite surprising for me because you guys know how I am when it comes to pinks. But this color almost seems a little peachy. This is called Petal Pink, and this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. That will be our card base. And that is going to be regular card style. Then we are bringing in our Calypso Coral, another color I don't use very often, but I love this. It reminds me a lot of that terracotta tile that they retired. This piece is 5 1/4 by 4. This is going to layer on the front of our card. Then you're going to need 2 pieces of each one of those colors. These are 2 by 5.5. And then you need a white, basic white piece at 5 by 3 3/4. So let me tell you what I did. Yesterday was a very busy day for me. I normally do all my blogging the following day because I take all my pictures and I upload my video to YouTube and I do all the editing and stuff tonight. And then tomorrow I would go in and I would do my blog and I would set everything up in there. And then I tell you guys that the blog post has gone live so you guys can get all the dimensions for this. So yesterday I sat here and I pretty much put all the dimensions. I put all the card recipes. I put everything ahead of myself. I did on Sunday to get my blog more prepared so it doesn't take me so long tomorrow, so I can actually sit here and create all my cards because I'm pretty much at my desk the majority of the whole time that I'm home, because I'm constantly making cards. That's just kind of my thing, or getting emails sent out and all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty proud of myself that my blog will be up earlier tomorrow than you guys having to wait like the majority of the day for me to get all the dimensions and stuff ready. So I just wanted to throw that out there to you. Pat myself on the back, yes. We are using the Elegantly Said set, This is in the annual catalog. This also has beautiful specialty paper that is not on the DSP sale, but the paper has gold and silver foiling within the paper. That is absolutely beautiful. But we're going to use that stamp set, and we're going to use the new basic border dies. So if you haven't seen these are really kind of a cool thing that Stampin' Up! Has done. So, you know, like on your envelopes, how they normally have like that arrow kind of thing, you could absolutely do this. It was probably me. My internet has been, it's horrible. That's why, again, I almost think like us moving up to my mom's house, because her internet up there is like, makes mine look like the heavens on earth, because hers doesn't work at all. She can barely even use her phone or anything up there. And for me to do my lives up there would be, I mean, I would literally probably make myself nuts sitting up there being so frustrated that I would probably start crying. Just being honest with you, because I have enough problems with my own that I think that might be one of the reasons why things are kind of, I don't know, I just keep making excuses for why they are taking so long with building her house. I don't know. I just got to come up with some reason, because it would frustrate the living snot out of me to think why her house is not being built like it should have been 2 years ago. But that's neither here nor there. All right, so I'm going to use this border here. It's kind of a scallopy, but I don't know, it's got these little dots, so wait till I show you. I'm going to take that on my 2 by 5.5, and I am going to just simply lay this, where is my, why do I have this oh, there we go. I was going to say, I have this problem every single time when I try to run something through my die cutter, that I always seem to lose my washi tape. Because normally I have pieces of washi tape stuck to this. I must have cleaned my desk off and didn't even realize that I took it off there. Yeah, we'll just say that. Because I did actually yesterday, I have this fascination with watching that ID crime channel where it's investigation something. I've always been into. So see, you could even keep this piece as well and have 2 pieces for cards. I'm not going to use this piece, so I'm just kind of going to discard it. I want this piece with the little dots. But just know that you very much could use this side too, because you know how I am about wasting. So yeah, I sit here, I have my iPad sitting in front of me. So when I'm sitting here working in, you know, in my craft room, I sit here and I watch these Discovery ID or whatever that show is called, and watch all these investigation shows, because that's just how I roll. I like watching all those shows. I can't leave tape on my machine or my cat. Oh, you know what? That's so funny that you say that. My cat was actually up here the other day when I was wiping everything off. That maybe my cat took those pieces off. Oh, now you got me thinking. That might be exactly where they went, because I'm telling you, be straight up honest. I normally have my washi tape stuck to my little embossing machine. So see, like I would take this piece and I would just stick it to the side. So maybe my cat snatched it. That would be something my cat would do too. Just because cats are kind of little turds, right? And my cat, it's very weird, because my cat never gets up on my desk. But the other day I was sitting here and I was watching my ID show and I was working on cards, and she jumped up off the side, and I was like, well, hello, you never come up here and visit me, because normally I don't let them up here because I don't want hair stuck to anything. And so I shoot her back down, but you know, maybe when I was sleeping or something, she might have got back up here, because she was like, mom just cleaned her desk off, so now I need to get up there and mess with her stuff. Because again, that's how cats are. They know that you're in the middle of cleaning something, so they need to get up and be nosy. All right, so I'm just gonna take a piece of scratch paper here. So I cut both of those scalloped edges on those two papers. Now I'm gonna take my white paper here. I wish I had a meatball. There we go. Trying to make it more straight. All right, then I'm going to use this big flourish corner stamp, and I am going to do it in, so I'm using Petal Pink and Calypso Coral ink. I love those colors together. Aren't those just so pretty? And like I said, I don't use them enough, but I'm gonna come in with the light, the Petal Pink. So I dropped a hint to my mom that I was like, hey, hint, hint, I have a birthday coming up. I need a new camera stand. My mom, I swear, she's probably like, oh, this girl. Okay, so I'm gonna put it off. I ran it off the sides of the paper. Do you see where I didn't move it all the way up where there was a white space. I moved it off the corner. And then I'm going to flip this stamp around just like this and do the same thing. Make sure I got full ink on there. And I don't want this flourish and this one to touch because I want to see that they're separated. You gotta keep them separated. Did I just age myself there? Probably, but that's okay. Then I'm going to take the Calypso Coral and put Happy Anniversary. Ooh, there was a little gnat flying around. I'm going to stand up so I can see where the center of this card is. Boom. All right. It worked. Okay. So now I'm going to close this up because I will get my hands in it and that will not be good. Then I'm going to adhere this piece to here. All right, then I'm going to take my dark piece. And what did I say the measurement was of that? See, I screwed up already. I shouldn't have put my white piece on there yet. But I did, and it is what it is. So we're just going to cut this. Where did my, okay, so I said my basic white is 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut this down to 3 3/4. I'm going to go this way so I have my straight edge on the back there. So 3 3/4. Oh, wait a minute. That is not right. Don't let me fib to you. That is 5. Okay, I'm going to cut that at 5. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to stick it before I, ooh, stupid little gnat. Okay, I'm gonna stick that right there. So let me glue this together really quick. And then I can always cut the back piece off. I think I cut from the wrong end, but that'll work. Okay, now I can just come in and take this and cut this back piece after I make this semi-straight. Off of there. And then now, since this is gonna go over here, I need to determine how much I'm gonna cut off. So I'm gonna put this edge right there. and say I need to cut that at the, let me flip this around actually. So see, now I got myself all screwed up because I messed it up. So I'm going to put this tip at the 1 and know that I need to cut, or put this at the, and I need to cut that at 1 1/4. So as long as I put the front tip of these clips of coral on the 1 1/4, this will come out fine. Okay, just like that. Now I just really complicated that. It shouldn't be that complicated, and because I backwards everything. Okay, then I'm going to now, because that's why I had to cut that piece off, because typically, if we could rewind life and say don't put your white piece down, you could cut off your extra pieces off of your white because you'd be able to see your white piece and not complicate it like I just did. So the reason why I needed to cut some of this off is because I don't want it covering too much of my flourish. Okay, now I'm going to put glue on this. As not easy as it is to edit a video, too bad you can't just edit life like that and be like, rewind and then be like, okay. I mean, technically I could start all over and make a whole new card, but I think you guys understand what I'm telling you. So I think with this is also with that stamp set, this is the Simply Elegant. And I'm really a silver girl, so I think I'm going to just stay with my silver. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep this extra kind of piece here and then come down and tighten it and cut off after I grab my ribbon scissors. Cut that off. And then I'm going to lay this on here and grab my tape. Glue that to the back and glue this one, maybe kind of eyeball that. All right, there we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, then I'm just gonna cut off just a little piece of this and slide it underneath that and just tie it, because you guys know how great I am at making bows. I'm not making a bow, I'm just gonna tie a knot. Just like that. And now you can leave it that long, you can cut it, you can move it down a little bit. Totally up to you how you want to put it there. But I think this thing is sliding out. Okay, there we go. Now this is going to get adhered right to your petal pink card base. So what do you think of this card? Isn't that so cool? I love those two-tone colors, and I'll show you the other one that I created also using Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. It is absolutely stunning. Throw me up some hearts, throw me up some loves. Tell me you like this card. All right, I got these from my my team leader. She sent me these as a gift. So I'm going to use these. These are the Silver and Clear Epoxy Essentials. So see, there they are in clear. I love this little like raindrop. Thank you so much for those. These little raindrops, you have some that look like little diamonds, and then you have the circles. But how sparkly and pretty are those? Okay, I'm gonna grab my Take a Pic tool, and I am going to put some of these little circlies on here. And I think these clear epoxies are so beautiful with I love, or not clear, the silver with this trim, and something about these flourishes. I just love these epoxies with them. Okay, so let's get those out of the way. So isn't that a beautiful card? Okay, now look, here's the purple one. I did the gorgeous grape with the Highland Heather on this one. Very simple, very easy stamping, kind of a, you know, it looks very elegant and hard, but it really was simple. I mean, I made it harder than what it needed to be because I forgot a step, but now you see that. Okay, let's get on to our next card. Okay, let me move this set out of the way. Okay, our next card, again, I'm going to be doing it in a different color than my first card, so I will have a second card to show you once I get it done. So where did I put my, okay, there they are. I was gonna say, where did I put my cheat sheet? All right, you need a card base of Night of Navy. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and I didn't score it because remember when I say that you have a hamburger style card, you can fold them in half and they fold perfectly fine. It's when you have a hot dog style card, you always want to make sure you score your cards. Okay, so then our next piece, I'm using the Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper. This paper is on the sale list. Beautiful paper. So here is the one that I'm using up here in this top corner. I love the Night of Navies and the greens and the, what do we have? Some bumblebee, some Cajun craze in there. And then look at this. This looks like a sky scenery on the back side. But we're going to use this side. And I like that this paper has a lot of different colors in it. So you're, you know, not limited to what you're using as far as colors. You can use a lot of different colors with it. Then I'm taking a layer of Bumblebee, which is 5.25 by 4. That's going to get laid down. And then you have the DSP, which is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So there's just going to be just a little bit of that Bumblebee showing. Then you're going to need another piece of the Night of Navy. And this is, oh, what did I say it was? I think it is a 3 by 3. Let me check. I wrote the measurements in my, yep, that's a 3 by 3. That's gonna go right there in the center. Then you need a piece of, this is 3/4 by 4 1/4. That's gonna be our piece there. And then you're gonna need 2 pieces of 4 by 4. You need a 4 by 4 in basic white and a 4 by 4 in Bumblebee. Now these 2 pieces are gonna be your pieces that you cut and do stuff on. This part, your card is pretty much already done there. We are going to use this Celebrate Sunflowers set along with the sunflower dies, which are over here. This makes such a neat flower. Wait till you see what we're going to do here. Okay, so we're gonna grab our 4 by 4 white, get out this big sunflower. Now see how the petals down here kind of look squished? I like to, let me put this on here straight so you can see what I'm talking about. I like to put this image with these little squishy, like these flowers being squished, like the wind is kind of blowing them. So I like putting those like towards the bottom. You can do what you want, but I'm just telling you how I angle it so I know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm taking my Bumblebee ink. Let me get these cutting blades out of the way. So again, a 4x4 piece of basic white. Make sure it's covered in ink nicely. It's nice and juicy. A juicy Lucy. Gorgeous! Right? Isn't that the coolest sunflower ever? Ugh. How could you not love a sunflower after you see that image? And I'm not a sunflower girl, but once I saw that, it was something I had to have. So I'm going to take the outlined flower and cut this one out. And then I'm going to take the full imaged one and cut this one out. And normally I have this done already, but it looks like I didn't. I was too busy getting that blog done that I didn't I didn't cut out my pieces that I needed. And so now I get to play the game on how to line this thing up here. And I'm gonna grab my piece of washi tape because I need that. And I'm gonna get this put on here. So when you're lining this up, I look for these big pieces, the ones down at the bottom that I was telling you about. So when I stamped my image, I did it with these little smush pieces. Now down here you have some gaps. So when I put this on here, I look for this big, like, weird divot thing, and that's how I know. Now I lost it. Oh, there we go. That's how I know that belongs, and see, and then it all lines up. Okay, so let me get this cut really quick. Okay, there's our flower. Ooh, see, my cat just came in here again. She's probably coming in to steal my washi tape. You better scat, cat. You know you're not supposed to be up on my desk. She goes, but I was the other day. Okay, then I'm gonna set that aside, and then this one, since there's no you know, reason for me to have to make sure it's straight, I can just die cut this straight out of there. Yeah, so I'm on a roll with watching that ID investigation stuff because I always wanted to be a CSI or something like that. I always thought that would be such a cool job. So I really enjoy watching those kind of shows. And that's typically the kind of movies I watch as well that are kind of mystery. There's a lot that needs to, you know, where they have to solve the crime, da 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 da. So I also started watching, really stupid, but I started watching Hoarders because they have the seasons of Hoarders on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix or Hulu, one of the two. So I started watching Hoarders, and whew, man, that show is one that you really need to kind of stomach, because there are certain ones, like the one that I watched the other day, that this lady had so much feces in her house from her animal that I literally, I mean, I felt sorry for her dog, that her dog was being given such poor treatment, that you say you love this animal so much, but yet it was living in such just, I'm going to keep this little centerpiece because I'm going to use that. This dog was living in just a horrible condition that, you know, this dog didn't have a choice, but, ooh, and that piece is going to be stubborn. I think I just ripped my flower. Okay, there we go. And then now I got to run these little circles out of here, because as soon as I get these out, you'll see, of course, this thing is going to be stubborn, because why not? My last couple of videos, I've had just total success and everything has worked so well that why not have it be a day where all the little pieces are going to get stuck. Because sometimes that's just how it works, right? Life throws you bananas, so make a banana split, right? Isn't that what the saying is? Oh, no. What does it say? Something about make lemonade. Oh, when life hands you lemons, make lemonade. That's right. Oh, speaking of lemonade, I came home today and made, because my daughter kind of has been, the last, like yesterday and today, she hasn't been wanting to eat. Well, that's kind of concerning with a kid that has to eat a special diet, that when she doesn't want to eat, it's kind of one of those things that you're like, we better get her something. So she does have these nutritional shake things that she can drink as a food supplement on days when she just doesn't feel like eating, because she just gets that way. God, I wish I could only be that way, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. So she kind of went through this thing last night where she didn't want to eat dinner, and then this morning I think she ate breakfast. I think my husband told me we were gone before he fed her, but I think she ate breakfast, and then when we got home, he was making her lunch, and she like kind of refused to eat lunch. And then so tonight I was like, I had because she's on a what's it called, a modified Atkins diet. Kind of, I mean, it's still keto, but it's kind of, you get to fudge a little bit more with it and not be so strict on numbers and all that kind of stuff. So so I'm just adding glue to these little pieces just so I can get this thing to stick on there. So I came home and I had him yesterday buy a what's it called, a head of cabbage. Now, for you, those of you who are parents, you're probably like, ooh, whose kid eats cabbage? Well, honestly, my daughter doesn't mind eating cabbage, which is, I know, kind of a shock coming from a little, I mean, she's not real little, she's 12, but most kids don't eat cabbage, right? I know I probably didn't eat cabbage as a kid. I probably couldn't stand cabbage. And I know my dad probably loved, what do they call it? I can't say the word, but pig's butt and cabbage. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That's what I think I remember him talking about all the time. Oops, see, I don't like that piece. I'm not going to put that in there. I'm going to leave it the way it is. Pig's butt and cabbage. I remember that being a thing. And I never ate it. I think I probably was like, that's gross. So I came home and I made her fried, it's called fried cabbage. It's where you put oil in a pan and then you take the big link sausage and you cut it up, and then you put Cajun seasoning on it and you let the cabbage wilt, and then you pour you drain the can of stewed tomatoes and you pour that in there. It is so good. Like, really, it is good. Okay, this piece that was the 3/4 by 4 1/4, and she actually ate it. I do have to put a little bit of sour cream on hers because the Cajun seasoning kind of makes it spicy. So to kind of dole down the spice, I put sour cream on hers, which she likes it that way. So, but yeah, not too many 12-year-olds would sit there and dig cabbage, but my kid does. She's kind of got a select, she doesn't have a big variety of things to eat, so she pretty much eats what she's given. I know that kind of sounds rude, but it's to keep her safe and healthy. So, all right, so I just took this, get off of me. This is the Banners Pick a Punch, PAP, and I used the back of an arrow piece, not the pointer piece, but the back piece, and I did 2 divots on my little blue strip here because that's going to go across there, but it's going to get bumped up. Now, a stamp pad that you don't see me use very often is this Whisper White craft pad. Now, on a dark color, you would normally see me come in and do embossing with white embossing powder. Now, if you don't have embossing powder, you don't want to spend the money on the gun, you don't want to do all that, this is another awesome alternative to not having to do the embossing. All right, so let me show you how this is done. Let me get some of my craziness out of the way. So you're going to, and it's kind of thick, and this will dry out, so that it comes with a refiller, and this will be, and you can see I dumped coffee on mine, but it still works. It's okay. I'm not complaining. So you'll see that it gets really inked up, and you'll need to often refill this with your reinker because it does get dried out, because this is such a thick, juicy ink. All right, and then I'm just gonna stamp that on there. Look at that. You would never guess that I did not do any embossing on that, because it just comes through so crisp and so white on that dark paper. Now, one thing you do need to know, this does take a little bit of time to dry because it is so thick and juicy. You don't want to put your hands on it and mess with it, because it's going to, you're going to smear it. But while that's drying, we're going to go ahead and get the rest of this put together. Oh, I have been watching Why Women Kill, and there was a new episode. I know, how you're probably thinking, how does she have any time to make cards, because she's constantly watching TV shows? Well, let me tell you something. I sit here with my iPad in front of me, and I don't know how much of it I actually really watch versus listening to. Let me just tell you how it really works around here. I get tired of watching my daughter's kids shows, just being honest here, and I have to drown out that sound, so I'll sit over here and I put my iPad, because it's right over here behind me. It's on a little stand thing. I put my iPad on, and then I just turn my TV shows on. I don't turn it on so loud that she can't hear her show, but I kind of just, I can hear what's going on, and then I'll look up and I'll see, oh my gosh, so-and-so is doing this, you know, and then I'll watch it. It's kind of like how I watched, if you guys ever watch Virgin River. Oh, I'm in love with Virgin River. Oh, that is just an awesome show. So every time they have a new season come out, I have to binge it in one day. It's just that good of a show. Okay, and then I'm going to put this piece on there. So, I sit here and I'll look up and I'll be like, oh my gosh, they're getting into a fight. I have to watch this part. So I'll stop, and then I watch. And then I go back to doing what I'm doing. I just make sure nothing happens. Like, it can't happen when I'm in the middle of gluing something, because then I'm going to have to rewind it, because, you know, you can't miss a... Oh, now my iPad's not going to bring anything up. So are we still live? Can somebody either throw up some hearts, throw up some thumbs, something, just so I can see that we're still cruising along here? I just gotta hope that my internet didn't. All right, well, I'm just gonna keep cruising, because if it did, I could always take this and do what I need to do and put it on YouTube, and then you guys can at least come back and watch it. All right, then I'm going to take that beautiful sunflower and set it. You know what else I was thinking after I made this card? How cool would this be if you were to take this part and do it in gold? And I'm a silver person, but I do love me some gold when it comes to like a fall card. Gold is good for that. So let me grab my dimensionals, where they go. And we are going to put dimensionals on this flower. So I'm going to watch this and make sure my four corners have the same amount of space, just like that. Then I'm going to take dimensionals on the back of this. I'm going to put one there, one in the middle and one at the end, because I'm going to actually pick this one up and move it down a little bit further because this is so long. Okay, and then this, like I said, I'm going to watch my spacing in between there and kind of get it all the same. And then just put that down. Now I'm going to take from the Holiday rhinestones, I'm going to take these little yellow rhinestones here. Oh, geez. Put my take-a-pick tool, and I threw it in my, I have another one of these on order because I want to have one that I don't have to keep doing that with every time I need to use that. I'm going to put one on this side and one on this side. Cute, right? That wrong lid. Then what I was thinking is, where is my open? Which one is that? Oh, that's clear white. We don't want that. We don't want gold either. Again, gold would be good with that other one. If we used a, oops, I'm losing gems. See that? And kind of just put some of my wink in the middle of this. Now I'll show you what I did on the other card and why I didn't do it with this, because I just don't think blue would go good in the center. All right, so here is the other one that I made. I did the Let's Celebrate from that same stamp set. See right here? I just took the U off of that. When I put this in the ink, I only put this portion of the stamp in the white to make the Let's Celebrate. And then stamped that there. And then because this brown, I took a brown, this little piece off the die right here, and I made the little brown center of there. Well, you're not going to have a blue center in the middle of a, that's not very realistic to have a blue center in the middle of a sunflower. So I just figured for this card, I would not put anything in the center. Or you could always come in with, you know, gold and put that there too. All right, so there is that card. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so let me get this stuff out of the way. All right, so we're using the, this card I wanted to show you. I did, if you guys missed what I said, I did on my tips, tricks, and techniques video, and the way that you guys get on my tips, tricks, and techniques is you just purchase a $25 order from my store, and then I will send you that month's tips, tricks, and techniques. So what I did with this last month for the month of July, for this month for July, is I showed you guys how to do block stamping. So I'm going to show you how to do some block stamping because I want to show you guys how to do this. This is a old olive. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, that's our card base, and we're going to be using this landscape style. And then, did I lose my piece? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I did put it in there. Whew. Starting to sweat there a minute. All right, then I came in with that super cute paper pack. It is the Cute Halloween. This is coming in your new catalogs when you get them. This is in the new mini catalog. It is called Cute Halloween Designer Series paper. But this is the back of this little cute ghost, and it's got little black houses in there, but really cute paper. You've got some black and whites on the back sides, and then you've got your colored designs on the front sides. And then it coordinates with these colors, which you're gonna see me use. Okay, this strip we're gonna cut down. Right now I just had it long because that's just what I cut. And then our basic black layer is 3 by 4 3/4. That's gonna lay here. And then our basic white is 2 3/4 by 4 1/2. So it's just 1/4 of an inch smaller. Then we have some black glitter paper, which this is coming back. Do you guys remember this from last year? Yep, they brought it back. It is beautiful. And one of the things to know with this black glitter paper is you get 2 sheets of it. And when, like, I don't know if you guys remember glitter paper back in the day, when you would go like this, glitter would just be falling off and be everywhere. Stampin' Up! Has really changed their game on glitter paper. Our glitter does not come off. So just know that whoever's receiving this card will keep the glitter on the card and not have to wear it. I know that kind of takes the fun out of it because some of us like sending cards that explode when they get the glitter. You know. Okay, we're still going, right? My iPad is not letting me see anything. All right, so we're just gonna go with this because we're just gonna hope that it works. All right, what did I do with my... Okay, we need to have the G block for this technique, for this card. And then I'm using the A Wish for Everything. Now this has 2 separate boxes because there's so many stamps. There's 38 stamps in this. So you have your innies and your outies, which, like, you have the more detailed saying, which, like, for Thanksgiving, give thanks for you with a very grateful heart, or you have a real hero of the world, our fathers like you for Father's Day. Just some really cool. You've got a menorah saying, you've got Christmas, you've got Easter, you've got actually 2 Easters, Father's Day, just a reminder that you are loved, a Mother's Day one, and then you've got this really cute little Halloween one, which is what we're going to use today. Wishing you a trick-or-treating, candy-eating, frightful, delightful time. Okay, and then this one has more of your single words over here. So Thanksgiving, sending you, may the luck of the Irish go double for you. And then there is the dies that I think it's called something good words. I think that's what this is called. But you have your happy, Valentine's, and then you have a day. So Easter, Halloween, St. Patrick's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving. These are amazing words to use. And so with that strip of glitter, I cut out the word Halloween. Isn't that so cool? Okay, so let's get started on this. I'm gonna need a piece of that scratch paper. All right, like I said, you need your G block for this. I am using the Highland Heather, pumpkin pie, and orange and purple are my Halloween go-tos. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my clear block, and I'm sorry I cannot see any comments or anything because, let me see if I can let me see if it'll let me bring up, let me see if it'll actually let me bring up the video again, because there we go. I think we're up and good. Yep, now I can see your guys' comments. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the Old Olive, and I'm just gonna tap my block straight in to the ink. And then I'm gonna leave a little bit of a gap on the side and just push that ink right down. Okay, just like that. Now you're gonna need your chamois or your Stampin' Scrub or a baby wipe or something to clean this off between stampings. Okay, so there's our green. Then I'm going to come in with the pumpkin pie, or that was Old Olive. Let me get it right. And then what I do is I just watch the side of my stamp, and as long as I can see the other portion, that's when I just stamp. And there's going to be a little bit of a white gap in between it, but that's okay. I like that. I don't want them bleeding together because I want to keep my colors separated. Okay, then I'm going to come in with Highland Heather. Do the same thing. And I hold it there a minute to make sure that color absorbs. Okay, again with Old Olive. Pumpkin pie. Now, who would have thought our blocks would stamp like this, right? You learn something new every day, right? I just love this technique because then, you know, if you're a paper pumpkin person and you have a paper pumpkin block, you can use it to stamp with. Okay, then I need my Old Olive. Okay, just like that. And I got that one a little crooked, but it'll do. Okay, then I'm going to shut these. All right, then I'm going to take the word happy. It's also in this set. You have the big wishes, and you have that more blocked out happy, and then the word and to go with these. So I'm going to stamp this in Memento. But first I'm going to kind of lay my Halloween right where I want it. Make sure that's nice and stamped up the way that I want it. Or inked up the way that I want it. Put the word happy there, and then I'll move my Halloween up the way that where I want it to kind of be with that happy. Now, Stampin' Up sells this product that makes your sheets, when you run this through you would put it on your piece of paper first. It's an adhesive sheet. You would stick it to this piece of paper, and then once you cut it out, your little sentiment would already be sticky. So you wouldn't have to deal with like putting glue on it if you don't like having to kind of be careful with glue. I don't mind, so that's why I do it that way. Okay, then what I wanted to do is I wanted to take that stamp set, the Frightfully Cute, and I wanted to take these little bats, and if I can find them, and then where did I put? Take this little bat, and then kind of just, I'm going to take this piece off for the moment, kind of set this and know where I kind of just want to stamp in Versamark, because I only want that image to just a little bit show. I don't want it done in black. I don't want it, you could even do it in Old Olive. I mean, absolutely. And see how it just gives it kind of that watermark look, where it kind of just looks wet, but that'll stay there. That's not going to dry. Just something to kind of add a little bit of another element to this card. Maybe I'm going to put, no, I'm I'm just gonna do the 2. I know things look good in 3s, but there's really no other place to put that would make that look kind of off kilter. So this strip, we need this cut at 4 1/4, or I could just glue it on there and just cut it, which that's what I'm going to do. So I loved the little black and white boo on this because I didn't want to add any more color since I already knew that I was doing my 3 colors there. I didn't want to put a colored piece of designer series paper on there to kind of take away from this image. Sorry if I lost a couple of you. My internet decided to not work. So I had to flip my phone over to my phone service to get that to work. So I hope you are able to come back on and join me. All right, and then that I'm going to put on dimensionals. And don't ever forget that your dimensionals have an edge around it. Use those. Don't throw that away. These absolutely work just like any other dimensional would. So absolutely use the heck out of those. Like, why not? Why would you waste that? Why would you throw it away? I mean, if you do, then no judgment. But just saying, don't ever forget that those are still very usable. You can cut them to the size that you need. Like, I like these little end pieces, especially if I have something that's narrow. That's something that a big dimensional would be too much for. And then, I mean, I also have my mini dimensionals as well. But sometimes when I already have this sheet sitting out, and see, and I don't even know where my mini, oh, there's my minis. I can even cut my minis in half when I'm doing a card that has a very detailed piece that I need something even smaller. But yeah, just know that. Okay, then I'm going to put this just like that. Isn't that cool? Just kind of adds a different element, and people are going to go, hey, what stamp did you use? How did you get that look? The other thing you can do is, I'll do it on this piece of paper. It's not gonna, well, hold on. Let me see if I have a piece of scrap paper. Okay, I do. I'm gonna show you on this little piece of scrap paper what else you can do when, say, you're doing this technique, because it is really cool too. So make sure you grab your water. Let me make sure this is water, not rubbing alcohol. Yep, that's my water. I have to smell it to make sure. And me and smells don't have a good relationship right now. Ever since I had COVID, I can't smell anything, but I can smell rubbing alcohol. All right, so what I would do is I would take this, dip it in the green, and then, oops, let me get a little bit more green on there. Don't be selfish. And then spritz this. I would do this obviously away from my area so I'm not spraying everything wet. But then watch. See how that absorbs into that paper? You can totally see when it's wet. Now look at that different effect versus that. See how the ink just kind of spread throughout there? Let me do one more color just to show you. I'm going to do the purple, or Highland Heather actually, to show you kind of exactly what, because I don't know if you can really tell with that green or Old Olive. Okay, dip it in there. Now, make sure it's coated with ink. Grab your spritzer, and I'm going to do it over here because I don't want to keep getting all my stuff wet. And then I just spritz a couple of times, and then, see, I did this the wrong way. Okay, so I can see. And then I just lay that down, and then you'll watch through the top, you'll see that water absorb into your paper, then you know that you're good to pick it up. Okay? Do you see the difference? You get more of a watercolored effect spraying some water on there than you do with just putting it down. I hope you guys can see the difference, but very easy and a really cool technique to use. So I hope you guys try that. If you do, please take pictures of your items, or of your card, and put it on my Pink Barn Stampers group so everybody can enjoy looking at your card, because we all like seeing what you guys create as well. All right, I'm just making an inside of a card right now because, like I said, I want to use that little stamp set that is so cute. All right, so the inside of my card is 5 1/4 by 4 by 4. Get that block out of the way. Then I grabbed that little saying from the Wish for Everything. And this is wishing you a trick-or-treating, candy-eating, frightful, delightful time. So the way you could decorate the inside of this card is to come back in with your colors and just do small portions across here. That absolutely works wonderful and ties kind of all those colors back in. Ooh, these words are so tiny I can barely even see that I got that on there. Oh, see, I messed it up. Good thing there's another side to this paper, right? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to take my little bat, since I put a couple bats on the outside here. I'm going to put a couple bats in the inside. Because why not? Maybe go this way. There we go. All right. And then, like I was saying, you could take your different colors and just kind of go across the bottom here to bring these colors back in to the inside of that card. And I actually think I might do that just to tie all those colors together. But for now, I'm just going to show you what I have because I don't want my internet to crash again and wind up losing you all. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed my videos today. I know you didn't enjoy the video cutting out and not getting to see everything, but let me bring all of those cards back in. So if you like what you see and you want to order product, please go to my blog to get, or if you like what you see and you want to make these cards, go over to my blog tomorrow. These dimensions and the recipe and the ingredients and everything will be on my blog at stampinthepinkbarn.blogspot.com. This is my July host code. So if you place an order under $150, please use this host code. That's what helps me to be able to bring weekly giveaways to you guys and to help support me making these videos and showing you guys these awesome techniques, kind of like the block stamping. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And if you try this technique, please throw some pictures up on the Pink Barn Stampers. If you don't belong to the Pink Barn Stampers, please go over there and hit that join button because you can see all the wonderful things that people are creating on there. All right, you guys, have a great week. Bye.